Hey, what's up guys, John here. Did you know the average home price in America in 2006, right before the greatest financial crisis in our lifetimes, was about $230,000 to $250,000. Now it's about $400,000, maybe a little bit more depending on your specific market.
Home prices at record highs. Since the pandemic, the median single-family home price has soared almost $100,000, now topping $400,000.
They said today that inflation came in at 2.9% above expectations at 2.6%. What we can all see very clearly is that the cost of living in this country is getting out of control, and it's going to get worse. That's the sad reality.
Americans say that they are struggling. 69% say their income is falling behind the cost of living.
The cost of living in this country, it is currently unsustainable.
Why is no one talking about how serious the cost of living actually is?
99% of us are suffering.
Food prices in this country are astronomical. For example, groceries. Groceries up 29% in the last 5 years, 6 years. You have even ground beef, that increased 19.3% in the last 12 months. They're saying it's a 72% increase since 2020. You have coffee up 41% in the last 12 months. You have chicken up 36%. And so as everything continues to get more and more expensive and real wages basically stay flatline, the only thing left to give is living standards, habits, where people live. Everything is going to change because of this affordability crisis.
2 out of 3 Americans told us they're stressed about their own finances. 3 out of 4 said their incomes are not keeping up with inflation. That's a lot of people struggling to make ends meet.
Imagine if someone told you in 2018, 2019, yeah, in 6 or 7 years, we're going to be financing groceries on buy now, pay later. You would have never connected with that. You would have said, there's no way. Not in America. No way. Now people finance pizza. Right? And this is the reality that we're walking into. But the crazy twist to this is what happens next, because people, I don't think, can wrap their head around it. You know, I saw this on online. It's going viral, saying that this is a great alternative, possibly, for the environment and food cost. And essentially, they will repurpose plastic commonly used in bottles and convert it into vanillin. The project, named Guilty Flavors, is an art installation intended to spark a conversation about the limits of current plastic recycling systems and to challenge perception of waste. They're saying it's not yet approved, but it's the world's first ice cream made from plastic. But it's the direction that we're going to be heading in. Food quality is just going to continue to change because it has no choice. Most people can't afford high quality foods. You know, you sit down and have a good steak, it's 50, 60 bucks. People can't afford it, right? Most people cannot afford a Big Mac combo meal for $17, $18, let alone a steak, right? So if people can't afford the Big Mac, they're going to continue to reduce, and companies are going to come out with profitable alternatives. It's going to be quite interesting. And you just start to match up the timelines here. This is on a government website, EPA. They're talking about United States 2030 food loss and waste reduction goal. And what they are discussing is, we waste a lot of food and we need to reduce the amount that we're wasting for the environment. And so the more you look into that, you're like, okay, that sounds pretty good. Reduce food waste. You look at what California is doing. California came in February 25th, just 2 days ago, saying that they're nowhere near their goals. And they're still sending organic waste to landfills, and they're going to be working together to combat the food waste. And so when you start to look at how they're going to do it, it's quite interesting. Repurposing and upcycling, so prepared foods, grocery stores can repurpose unsold rotisserie chickens into chicken salad, or use whittling vegetables in pre-made soups, right? Dynamic pricing, which we've talked about on this channel a lot last couple of years. So you're going to start seeing prices going up and down with barcodes. If you go at 5 o'clock, you're going to likely pay more than if you went at 9 a.m. for specific items. You might maybe pay more for coffee in the morning than you would midday, and they'll change it. Supply chain shelf life extension. and tax incentives and disposal savings. So it's a different world that we're walking into. Like it's going to be so fascinating to live through this the next couple of years. Homeowner insurance costs could spike over the next 2 years. Everything will spike over the next 2 years. Everything will spike over the next 5 years. Prices will not go down. Food prices at stores will not go down. They're only going to go up. And so the reality is, imagine if the cost of living, food, everything's going up 30-40% the last 5 years. If you had 100 grand in 2020, now you really have 60 in purchasing power. If you had $1 million, now you got 600K. And so that's just over a 5-year, 6-year period. Imagine the next couple of years as this thing starts to really ramp up. It's going to be nearly impossible to save your way to financial freedom. You have to invest, and strategically, in areas where you're not going to lose. It's not a high stakes, risk it all type of environment. You want to be very conservative and careful and invest in places to protect your capital. And so when you have insurance going up, you have to realize that these investors are going to protect their capital, and they're going to keep increasing rents. As their taxes go up, they're going to increase rents. And tenants aren't going to have an alternative because it's going to be harder and harder to buy property because everyone's going to be rushing in to protect their capital. So, Ray Dalio came out saying that, we're going to hit $50 trillion in debt in the next 9 years. $50 trillion. And what they're saying is that it's going to produce economic strain, reduce growth and income, inflation and higher cost. Attempts to manage debt could lead to higher inflation far exceeding 2021 and 2022 levels, while borrowing costs for mortgages and auto loans will surge. A fiscal crisis. Austerity measures to prevent collapse. The government might be forced to, spending cuts, significant tax increases. So if this all happens, that would be a radical change. But regardless, all streets point to higher housing cost, housing food cost, housing costs across the board. Everything is just going to keep going up. And so when you look at, even Burger King's looking at that. They're saying, look, we want to monitor everything with AI. Like, we need to reduce our costs. We need to get more out of our employees. We're going to start moving into AI. So all these businesses are going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be looking for ways in which they can kind of survive this big shift that's coming into our economy. It's really fascinating to look at just how far we've come. This article from CBS News, the 25 U.S. cities where $100,000 salary still isn't enough. And in 2019, CNBC said, here's how much money Americans think you need to be considered rich, which was $100,000. So over a 6-year period or 5-year period, because this is April, you went from 100K is rich to here's 25 places you can live on 100 grand, right? Or it doesn't go far enough. The future is going to be 250, right? $250,000 is what people are going to need to live in most cities. Even like right now, you can kind of experience that if you live in New York or San Fran or LA. 250K doesn't really go that far because you're giving 40% of it to the government. So then maybe you're sitting at 130, 140, rent's $4 grand, health insurance, car insurance, food. You start adding everything up, you can make 250 gross and then at the end of the year have nothing. So I saw an article the other day saying that if you're a family, husband and wife, high income earners earning $400,000 a year, and they have one child in school at about $3,000 a month, like high-end school, that is maximum that they could afford at 400K, right? That's how far the world has shifted inside of 6 years. I can only imagine how far it's going to shift just by next year, just in the next 12 months. What do you think about this situation? Do you think that we're going to see this relationship between working, living a good life, travel, high quality of food, everything change? Or do you think we're just going to start to see a slow erosion, like what we've seen the last 5-6 years? Like the last 5-6 years has been like a death of 1,000 cuts. Every single month, it's just been a little weirder, a little stranger, a little bit more expensive, and it's just been gradual like that. This situation, though, where we are right now, we're at a tipping point with AI. We're at a tipping point with the job market. We're at this major structural intersection in America. And I think we're about to cross it, and I think it's going to change everything. If you have credit card debt, now is the time to get out of it. If you have capital, make sure you have enough to last 6 months, maybe a year, but be very focused on investing. Invest, protect your money, get some type of distribution, dividend, a rent check, do something with the money, because it's getting destroyed. Like, it's getting absolutely killed. For the cost of living to go up this much over 5 or 6 years, it's unbelievable. I remember if you had $1 million 5 years ago, you're set. You're done. Game over, for most people. Now you have $1 million, it's like middle class, sadly. Like, you ever seen those, they'll show you online, I'll say, what $1 million home looked like when I was a kid. And it was like this mega estate, this beautiful property on acres of land. And what is $1 million home now? And it's a little shack. Like that's the direction that we've come in, and the next 4 or 5 years will amplify that. Well, let's have a conversation about this below, and really interested to hear your opinion on this inflation data and where you think the purchasing power of the US dollar will be, call it 12 months from now. Please hit the like button. When you do, YouTube will share the content, educate more people about what's going on, and I'll catch you next video.